In this tutorial I will be explaining how to change the yarn colour in the middle of a row, and you now join me on row 17 of the pattern for the dog's head. Row 17 of the pattern says, in yarn B knit 22, in yarn A make 1, knit 1, make 1, knit 7, make 1, knit 1, make 1, and then in yarn B knit 22. So I have knitted the first 22 stitches and I now need to join yarn A. So to join yarn A, simply drop yarn B like so, pick up yarn A and then continue with the pattern. And the next stitch is a make 1 stitch. So to make 1, simply pick up the strand between the 2 stitches and knit into the back of it like so. So you go into the back of the stitch, take the new coloured yarn, yarn A, wrap this around the right needle, pull the loop through and slip this stitch off the left needle to make a new stitch, like so. But now we have to interlock yarn A to prevent any gaps or holes forming in the knitting. So simply drop yarn A like so, then bring yarn B over the top of yarn A, and then bring yarn A over the top of yarn B, thereby wrapping the yarns around one another, and then just continue knitting with yarn A like so. And once again we need to do the make 1 stitch. And then we need to knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You just may wish to pull the yarns from behind to even out the tension. Then we need to make 1 again. Knit 1 and make 1. Like so. At this point we now need to change back to yarn B. So simply drop yarn A. However, rather than strand yarn B across yarn A, I prefer to add a second ball or skein of yarn B, as I feel this gives a much neater finish. So drop in yarn A, pick up a second working strand of yarn B and just continue with the next stitch, which is a knit stitch with yarn B. However, once again, to prevent any gaps or holes forming, we need to interlock the 2 yarns together. So drop in yarn B like so, pick up yarn A, place this over the top of yarn B, then take in yarn B over the top of yarn A, continue knitting in yarn B to the end of the row, like so. And once again you may wish to pull the yarns from behind to even the tension of the knitting. I have now jumped forward slightly in the pattern, and you now join me in the middle of row 18. Row 18 says, in yarn B, purl 20, in yarn A, SSP, purl 13, purl 2 together, and then in yarn B, purl 20. So as you can see, I've purled the first 20 stitches, and it's now time to change to yarn A and do the SSP, slip slip purl stitch. So once again, to prevent any gaps or holes forming in the knitting, we need to interlock the 2 yarns. So drop in yarn B, pick up yarn A, making sure that yarn A is below yarn B, and this will mean that the 2 yarns are interlocked. So now we need to SSP, so slip the first stitch knitwise, then stitch the second stitch knitwise, move both stitches back onto the left needle, then purl into the back of these 2 stitches like so. So once again, picking up yarn A from beneath yarn B like so, and then you simply purl and slip these 2 stitches off the left needle, and then continue purling 13 stitches. Once again, you may just wish to pull the yarns like so to even out the tension. Once you have purled the 13 stitches, you now need to purl 2 together in yarn A. So, to purl 2 together, simply insert the needle into the front of the next 2 stitches like so, take the yarn around, pull through and slip these stitches off the left needle. At this point, we now need to change back to yarn B, so simply drop yarn A, pick up yarn B, and then continue purling with yarn B, ensuring that yarn B goes over the top of yarn A, like so. And then simply continue purling to the end of the row. And once again, you may just wish to pull the yarns like so to even out the tension. And then from the front, you can see how the 2 yarns have been joined seamlessly together without any gaps or holes forming between the stitches.